Yeah, y'all tuned in for another episode of Just Got High with your boy Optimo Ram here representing Funk Extracts, and we are in the studio today with one of my favorite people to work with, an amazing grower and cultivator here in the state of Oregon, my main man Tony, representing PDX Organics. What's up, man?
What's up, man?
Chilling.
Thanks for having me.
And I'm glad to have you, man. Yeah. Been providing us great weed for the last few years, and we're so grateful to be working with you.
For sure, likewise.
Happy to have you on the show today, man. Talk about what's going down in P-Town, man. Portland, Oregon, home of the great prices on marijuana.
Oh man.
Yeah, dude, it's been a wild few months, but man, we're glad to have you on, and we've been working together. I'm really excited. As people are probably watching this episode, we just dropped a bunch of like 2 gram batches together, man, and
so pumped on this.
So stoked. It's gonna be fire.
Oh my god, it's gonna be, because I liked your stuff before. This is gonna be on the next level.
Yeah, 2 grams. It's really nice to be able to get 2 in 1, and you'll be able to save a couple bucks per gram, and I think that everybody's gonna be stoked on it. And the flavors are fire, man. We just dropped a gelato cake with you not too long ago, and some dude like bought 5 grams of it yesterday. Did you see that picture? I was like, man, it was like I was like, that's good to see that people are funking with it, and comes from great starting material. So starting off that, where you've been in the game for a minute, man, and I really like it's important for me to people to get the story, because everybody's got a story. We all like have
especially from Portland.
Yeah, dude.
Everyone comes from, it doesn't come from like the background of rich parents. They usually came from the background of like selling weed, growing weed in a basement, closet, basement, garage, to warehouses, to whatever,
to commercial. So, and that was pretty much your journey.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
You grew up here in Portland?
Pretty much Lincoln City-ish area, Pacific City.
On the coast? Dude,
yeah, got the hell out of there.
Yeah.
Great place to visit. But yeah, you won't live there.
It'd be a tough place to live.
For sure. But not a lot of opportunities, basically,
Yeah. The Oregon coast is a tough place to make it. I feel like it's so beautiful, but it's beautiful, but like dangerous. It's not like going to the beach; it's going to the coast.
Oh my god. Yes, I like that, the coast.
Yeah, people are like, oh man, when we come up here, we go to the beach. I'm like, the beach is like on Selwood at the like that's the beach, on the river or something. But man, you go to the water out there is wild. I mean, growing up, did you see like crazy storms and all that kind of shit?
Yeah, crazy stuff.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, especially in Pacific City, they have the whole big old cave thing, and
that's right.
We used to have little fry parties down there and see some crazy stuff. People fall off that a couple times. It's not fun, dude. That thing is crazy.
I can imagine. Ooh, yeah. The Oregon coast is not a place to screw around at it, but it's a place to appreciate the beauty.
Yeah, exactly.
From afar.
Don't get too comfortable.
Yeah, don't turn your back on the ocean. They told you that, and it's real.
True story.
Yeah, I had we had like a micro sneaker wave pop in on me before, and I was like,
oh yeah, those carry you.
Yeah. I had a friend who was growing weed down in Southern Oregon back when we were first starting rec. He was telling me some story about that him and his friends were camping out like by Brookings or something in a tent on the beach, and a sneaker wave came in the middle of the night and swept them out to sea like in their tent, and they had to like get rescued by a helicopter or something crazy like that. Like, how did you all even like let somebody know that was the case? But damn, I can't even imagine being in a tent. Next thing you know, you're in the middle of the ocean, and it's cold ass water too. Like, how do you survive that? I don't know.
Yeah, sleepy too.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy, man. So you started off in Lincoln City out there on the coast, and then you came to Portland. Was it to grow weed, or was it just to get the hell out of town?
I just came to Portland just to get out. There's no opportunities really down there. I was selling weed, like whatever, just to like my friends or whatever. Came up here, got a goal, and started doing real estate. Real estate started falling off because I was more of a listing agent. Started growing weed and selling real estate, and I really like growing weed more. Got busted in Cali. Decided I wanted to start a dispensary. Started a dispensary. One of the first ones in Oregon.
Yeah, which was
Rip
the name
City
of the
Remedies. What's
Rip
up,
City
baby?
Remedies. Yeah.
And then I realized that the whole retail thing is cool, but I I like growing weed more, so I just like stepped back, like Des and Scott handle it, and know 'em or whatever, and got in the garden and just stayed there, so did what I'm more passionate at.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, dude. Man, that Rip City Remedies. I remember that dispensary being pretty big time back in the day
Yeah, it
when Rec was
was
first starting, man.
totally.
And so that was you and Scott, who's now doing Gnome Grown,
Yep,
and
and
and Des,
Gnome
and she's
Grown.
managing
Yeah,
Gnome Grown.
Elena too. That's running. She's a manager or Addis. There's a lot of people that started there
Nice.
that came up and actually are doing things now. So
there are, man, because I'll go around places and
Yeah.
meet people, and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, you work with Tony." I'm like, "Yeah, Tony." They're like, "Oh yeah, like for example, Des at Gnome Grown yesterday. I was having that conversation when I told her, I was like, "Yeah, I'm doing this podcast. I got Tony on tomorrow," and she's like, "Tony gave me my first job into the industry, and she really had a high regard for you, and it was cool,
Yeah,
and it's cool to watch people grow in the industry too.
Is.
Somebody starts off and they're like, I'm some young buck and ready to get in.
You just never know. Like you go to one store, someone's a manager, get along with someone else, and they won't call you back again.
Yeah,
dude,
that's the toughest part.
Yeah, once you lose that intake, that relationship, it's like,
yeah,
who's this person? Especially stepping up from bud tender to someone else new. Always hard to really let your back, and you just never know. You like see someone be like a manager of a store, now they're working in a grow and they're doing extracts. Like wow, damn, bro, you're getting around.
Yeah, seriously, man. Yeah, people. Yeah, dude, that's
crazy.
I started off as like a manager of a dispensary, and I was doing the intake, and then that didn't work out, and then I was gone, and all the people were hitting me up still. I'm like, and I started doing another dispensary, and then I got into the other side. But I do miss dispensary side. But man, it's a lot of damn work and dealing with other people.
That's the problem. Like I sit there and like yell my plans, but I can't yell at customers.
Right, yeah.
I'm like starting to till like they're ordering stuff, and I'm like sitting there thinking about weed all the whole time. My plants, my garden, and it's just like, yo, can I get this gram weed over there? Where am I? Fuck, daydreaming.
So, how long ago was that when you started that dispensary? Was that
2011?
2011. Holy shit!
Yeah. It was straight medical.
Yeah,
got a Fed letter first couple weeks of opening. Should I shut down? Fuck them, whatever. Kept going.
Nice, dude. So I mean, you literally got a letter from the federal government saying you're in violation.
Yeah, they're like, I'm gonna take all my assets. I'm like, I don't have shit, so I don't know.
I'm broke as fuck, dude. That's hilarious.
Oh my god, everything my mama's name kind of thing.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, for real. You could try to take something. Good luck finding anything.
Yeah,
I feel that.
Sure.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh man. So it was there doing that. You're like, man, I need to be in the grow.
Yeah, I just started growing more, honestly, and this wasn't my cup of tea, to be real.
I feel you.
To be somewhere at a certain time or every day.
Was it always been PDX Organics has been the brand since you started?
Yeah, we bounce around so many ideas, and me and my business partner really couldn't find anything else that I wanted and he wanted, so we just stuck with it or whatever. So, and we're pretty much organic farm from the very get go. We're still about 80-90% organic. So,
and so people know indoor farms can still be very organic.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
Stuff. It's a lot of people have the misconception that because you're growing indoors that you're going to have to use salts or you're going to have to use all this. And so, how does that work for you? Like, what's your passion as far as when it comes to like growing? And like, what's important? Like, what standards is like I got to meet these standards for?
Well, just quality first. I mean, no matter what. So you could use salts and be quality. Like you just got to be able to learn how to flush right. I could sit there and smoke organic weed, smoke salts weed, as long as they know how to do it, and as long as they know how to make it fresh, keep things fresh, dry it right, cure it right, trim it right. I mean, clean up the butts. There's so much of the process to do things right, store it right,
dude,
package it right, like everything. So. Small buds, big buds, like you just guys know what to do,
know what to do with it, how to flip it,
and like as long as it's got a nice, clean, like natural flavor, that's just kind of where you're shooting for, So
I feel that.
You can't flush it too hard either, because it'll just taste like nothing. So you still got to just know what you're doing.
Finding that happy medium, and I guess it just comes from years of doing it right and just dialing it into
checking ECs all the time and just make sure your flush is proper before you cut that thing down. So
I feel that, man.
Yeah, make sure those salts are out.
Yeah, oof, man. So what is something that y'all been growing lately that you brought me a sample of something, man? That was some crepes or something.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh yeah. I wish y'all could see this at home, but damn, it
it's
smells
amazing.
Y'all check my Instagram. I'll post a picture of it.
Yeah,
this is fire.
We're mainly a pheno hunting farm, so we're always just trying to find new shit. I mean, we got a little comfortable back when it was really good and didn't pop seed for a couple of months or whatever. But now we're just popping
constantly,
dude. I don't even know. I'm just throwing new strains out left and right. I give them one shot, they make it. do or they don't, you know.
Yeah,
And then
and that's it, huh? You're like,
yeah,
yeah,
I'm like, I'm not gonna sit around wearing them forever, you know, whatever. You're 11-week strain, I pull down in 9, like
yeah.
you're gone. I'm sorry. You know, it
I
is
know
what
that's
it
right.
is. And
Yeah,
so
because you got to it's got to fit
yeah,
your flow,
yeah,
and then and so it's just a constant,
yeah,
just trial and error,
try.
trying stuff out.
Yep.
Because that's the problem with the game. Is like you can't get too set in your ways on like
Shoot.
one strain because then it's gone. Yeah,
Yep.
and then people are making fun of it 6 months
Yeah.
later. Like,
Oh my
you're like,
god.
oh, you still smoke that shit? Ugh, what the hell's wrong with you? And it's like, man, come on. Like I just got my license or what, whatever. Like just got
Yeah,
this to market.
for
But
sure.
it's funny to watch that and just the trends and how things
Oh my
go and
god.
from the different flavors. What do you think is like the biggest like what's the hottest shit out there right now that you're
I
seeing?
personally, well, I'm also a connoisseur. I really like that candy gas. Those apple and banana crosses are pretty stupid. These red velvet crosses are stupid. Those 4516 project crosses are stupid as hell. Like anything like that has this amazing nose, really good look,
Nice.
flavor all the way through. You know, purple tints a lot helps out a lot too.
Mm-hmm.
Frosty as shit. We just grow a
This
lot of
frosty.
frosty strains, but there's like they're just kind of dull. But people like just looking at them, staring at them, and smoke. They smoke good. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, but like they're not like the candy gas I really look into now.
What you're really looking for. I know what you mean.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
there'll be some weed and stuff. I always like I'll be like, oh man, it's like a hot chick with no brains. Like, oh, you're
Oh
like,
my god,
ooh,
I say the
damn,
same
baby.
thing
Yeah,
to
you're like, yo, what's up? How are you doing? Then you get to know them and you're like, oh, you ain't really about shit, like that's what it's
That's
kind of
funny you
like.
said. That's exact words I use.
Is it nice? Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude, that's what it's like.
yeah,
It really
it
reminds me of
really.
that because it's such like, oh, you're so
Oh
beautiful,
my
but then
god.
you're like, oh man, you're kind of stupid, or like it doesn't do it for you, like it's like
You smell funky.
you're a hottie, but oh
Yeah.
man, I don't know. Yeah, you smell good, but I don't
You
know.
grow right in my
Yeah,
room.
yeah,
Sort of whole bounce my grow off.
right.
Oh my
But dude,
god.
it's crazy to see because yeah, I mean you can get the prettiest looking weed and you can dial in to like make it look like that.
Yeah.
But if what is it, the genetics or what do you?
Dude, I mean, a lot of stuff is crazy. So we're just talking about this lotto cake. That's some people really digged it, and like over the course of about a year or whatever, just like these cakey flavors I've been like seeing. Like there's like some people's not into these cakey flavors anymore.
Yeah,
Like just like wedding cake kind of flavor, kind of like it's not like it still looks good, but it doesn't have all that nose appeal sometimes.
yeah,
It gets you really high though too.
right.
But, like, it's just weird, like, we're having a hard times moving those, so you
Hmm.
gotta learn how to adjust your grow very quickly.
Very quick, yeah. When you
Yeah,
like figure something out is not working anymore, and it could be working for a long time,
dude, for a long
and then all
time.
of a sudden you
Yeah,
don't even know what happens. It's just like, "Grr," and it's like that. People aren't buying that
yeah.
shit. Anything cherry right now, I can't sell
Oh,
anything
I
cherry,
bet.
dude. Yeah, anything cherry,
And
it's
there's some
like,
dank ass cherries out there
yeah, it's like
too.
really good. I'm like, come on, y'all. And then they don't get me started on like the BHO Gems and Juice and shit. Like,
Yeah.
oh, diamonds and sauce, yeah, they're real pretty, but nobody wants to buy them. I guess another
Is
thing is
that
just
crazy or what?
it's
They were
tripped me
so
out.
hot a couple of
They're
years ago.
so hot. Yeah.
Everyone does diamonds and
Yeah.
diamonds, like,
Oh, my diamond can grow a diamond, fucking 10-gram diamond. Look at that shit. And people are like, ugh. I prefer
bling
better.
bling, dude.
Yeah.
It's
They're like, oh,
crazy.
you have to break it up. Yeah, I don't. It's just it's crazy to watch the trends, and it's like I don't want to follow trends, but at the same time, we gotta you gotta keep what people are gonna be looking
Yeah.
for, and not be too ego minded to be like, oh well, I do my because
Yeah,
you get lost in the sauce real quick. You just
for
be stuck in
sure.
your own little
Just gotta stay
ways.
open-minded.
Yeah, you got
We like give out like when we do all these new strains, we just like have everyone test them, and it is crazy to show how open minded you have to be. Because I know what I like,
yeah,
you know what you like, but
hmm
everyone has a different opinion, and
dude.
it's so crazy. I'm like, wow, this is insane.
I had to stop like when I go to do deliveries and stuff, 'cause I'm too honest sometimes. It's like to a fault, you know what I
It's
mean?
just good though.
I'm like, yeah,
Honesty's great.
I'm like, this one's cool. I'm like, these are all right. I was like, I really like this one. And then like, I'm like, I shouldn't say shit because then I'll like say that one. I'm like, that one's it's all right, And then like the next day, somebody will message me on Instagram or like one of my employees will be like, oh, yo, I tried that one. Oh my god, the flavor,
Yeah,
oh, I loved it.
totally.
I'm like, really? I was like, I thought it tasted like shit.
But hey, you
And
gotta sell, you do a lot better when you sell what you love. Like
yeah,
I
that's true.
honestly like
Yeah.
my sales on the strains I have are just like certain ones, and
Mhm.
Doss be looking like, dude, you just unloaded everything you had on that side. I'm like, what about these other ones? I'm like, oh yeah, just being a little honest there.
Yeah, it's tough. It's like, yeah, if I was gonna choose one, it wouldn't be that
Yeah,
one. Like, yeah,
no, the ugly duckling
yeah,
syndrome.
it sucks. And then you get
Yeah,
stuck with it, and you have to figure out what to do with it. That's a
yeah,
big problem that I'm having on mine. Is it's just the oversaturation of the market,
yep,
and it's like, man, I'm trying to sell this stuff, and it's like, well, I mean, I could keep dropping the price,
But
or
it doesn't even it's not even the price. It's
yeah,
the
it's
fact
not.
that people are not buying enough.
Mm-hmm.
And it just doesn't even matter. You keep dropping and dropping and dropping, and just it doesn't matter. Like I saw some pounds, like, why are you selling these pounds for so cheap?
Yeah.
Well, I have 20 of them right now. So I mean, he's like, I'll buy just for 13, but 1,000 is cool. I'm like, cool, but I mean, I'm only in like what 80, 90 stores or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's like,
It's tough, man.
yeah.
Yeah, and keeping that flow of all those shops. So, what are
Yeah.
some of your best stores that you like working with?
Oh man, there's a lot, dude. I mean, some mom and pop shops have a lot of good place in my heart. Some bigger companies I like working with a lot. So I mean, we're talking about Nome. Obviously, like working with Nome, a lot of good people.
Definitely.
There's just a lot of good stores out there.
They are, man. Yeah, I love all those shops I work with.
Yeah, me too,
I've
personally.
been yeah, I've been the problem I've faced recently is I've dropped the price on a lot of my stuff, and so then I'll sell it to some shops at a discounted price, or like the cheaper, and it's not even a discount. It's just like that's the new price,
Yeah.
and then they're still selling it for more, like not double, like more than double. And I'm like, and then it's not moving off their shelf. And I'm like trying to go back to some of these shops right now and be like, hey, like I've dropped the price because the market's saturated.
So crazy.
So I want you to not sell it for the price that I was selling it for last year when it wasn't moving for you. And it's not moving. If it ain't moving, don't sell it that price.
They shouldn't be doing that kind of stuff.
No, and it makes me. I hate having that conversation, and then I don't want to lose them as a customer.
No.
But it's like, man, like I got 2 years worth of shit to sell you, so fucking sell it. And like, man, like don't worry about tax. And I know what it's worth and what it should be worth. I trust me, I know, and I know what's the difference between that and what I'm actually selling it for. And if you're gonna sell for that much, hey, give me a couple extra bucks back or something. You know what I mean? Because shit, I need it.
Yeah, and it's just the market's so crazy because like you got this high and low and mid, and like anything between the high and low, it just doesn't sell shit for the stores either.
Yeah, it really sucks.
And like they're like selling my top selling stuff's $2,000 a pound, and like like anything else just sits on my shelf.
Yeah.
I drop them the price, and it's like, why so there's things something's wrong with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what's wrong with them? Like nothing.
That's the problem I've been having too, is like I'm like, well, I'm not trying to rip people, I'm not rip people off, but I mean, I know that like super heady hash is worth this and that, but like, man, I'm trying to provide heady hash at a commercial. It's a commercial product. Like I'm not trying to I want it to be here and not be something that when I remember when I first started funk, it was like only the best live resin. That's it. We weren't doing hash then.
Yeah.
And I was like, we're like that bottle of Cavassier on the shelf at the liquor store, like, it might got a little dust on it, but that's the shit. And then after trying to do that business model for about a year or so, I was like, I need to start selling some Budweiser, like I need to have a little bit of everything. So that's what I try to do now. We have the lower cost funk that we're doing with people like yourself, where we got some really great product, and then we got the live resin, and then we're doing hash rosin, which I'm really excited about the project that we're doing together on the hash rosin. And dealing with hash rosin, it's such a that's why I hate to see the price of that go down too, because it's such a, as you all know from harvesting it, like the harvest process is so different.
Fuck, I didn't know how long this would take me. I had like 3 new people coming in like all day. I'm like, this is like coming like a 3-day pull now.
Oh,
we usually get done in 1 day, but but we need to do something. We got to way too big a plan. So yeah,
it's gonna be good though. It's all coming out really fire. The funk squad down there is saying that it looked really nice. And I can't wait for the people to get it. Hopefully we'll be having it out right at 420 and let people dab on that, man.
Me too,
dude. It's fire. Yeah, y'all stay killing it. I can't wait to try. I'm gonna go down there Monday and try some. When you're out there growing, do you'll get like a lot of growers that like ask you for advice, or people on Instagram always like hitting you up for advice?
And a little bit. Yeah. I mean, people ask me a lot of questions, but I mean, not a whole lot, honestly.
Yeah. If somebody was out there like just like trying to grow their little 4 plants in their basement or whatever, would you have any like good advice for them on how to like do it?
Environment, and like just checking everything, environment, ECs, like making sure every plant's just happy and getting everything they need.
Nice.
I mean, the environment's first of all, it's the most important part.
It is
Start there,
controlling the environment.
Yeah, that's 80% of it right there. So
that's the truth.
And then what you're feeding it to, obviously, and make sure it's getting everything they need, and not getting stuff with salts and or too much of like amendments or whatever.
It's like less is more.
Yeah,
and then you're an organic grower. I mean, I would always, when I was telling people back in the day, I was like, you like want to think about like feeding the soil, not the plants.
Exactly.
Building that environment for the plant. You just pop the plant in there. I remember doing that with my homeboy down in Southern Oregon. The whole season we just fed the shit water. We never even like gave it a tea or anything, because it was so minted so well, and that weed was like fucking great.
It's crazy
Yeah.
that weed you grow down there.
It's nuts.
It's just so
It's
crazy.
really crazy. And you just put it outside. I mean, like
Yeah.
I had this contractor dude who was working for me. He's like, yeah, man, I filled my whole fucking backyard up with plants and like 10 foot tall, like hanging over people's fence and shit.
It's
like,
just wild.
Yeah,
down
nobody
there, dude.
gives a shit.
I mean,
It's wild.
I mean, that's how people live down there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You take that from them, what else they got? And,
Seriously.
and right now, I feel bad for them because I know what it does. Like,
yeah.
That market changes big time down there when like just the whole environment, whole area.
Yeah. And then with the environment of the fires and the water problems and like that's
feds down there.
The feds,
oh
man.
My
dude,
God,
we face so many fucking issues in this industry. People just have no idea. From every single step of the way, there's some types of like serious hurdles that we have to jump through to be able to like get this product to shelf, from the feds to the lack of water in Southern Oregon, to the fucking the fires burning people's farms down, to and the smoke ruining people's gardens. And
that's so terrible.
Man, I got so much wildfire smoke a couple years ago. Like we call it wildfire kush or campfire kush. We call it campfire kush, man. You try to turn that into some fucking hash, and man,
does it still stink?
Yeah, it smells like I got some stuff. I didn't want to release it. I don't know what to do with them. I'm just sitting on it.
Edibles,
like,
bro.
Yeah, that's where it's at. And it's horrible because it's such good stuff. And you look at the weed and it's like, this shit is beautiful. And then you run it and then you taste it and you're like, this, what the fuck happened? But yeah, it's you're sitting, these plants are, in full bloom and they're sitting in, you can see 20 feet in front of you. The smoke's so thick. And in 2020,
and the sulfur could just lay on the buds and burning their hairs, and it's like everything, like they're not getting enough light. They can't.
They're not getting enough light.
Fully like mature.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's crazy, man. This is a wild place. Oregon is, an amazingly interesting place to live and work and try to, it's the most beautiful place I've ever been. But at the same time, we are really, connected to the environment here, and like what happens here affects what we do greatly. And it's interesting. I guess that's real farming though. That's how it is, And people are real farm. It's cool to see,
droughts like everywhere. So it's crazy. Like you have a good farm here and you don't. It's insane.
It is.
But I mean, I've been blessed, all the fires that happened in even the Portland area, like in, Oregon City a couple of years ago, we didn't lose any power.
That's awesome.
I mean, it was smoky. We lost a couple of DHUs, but there's some people who lost a lot. My friend Jimmy in Lake City, he lost a lot. Like,
damn,
like his stuff was down his power was out for 2 weeks. I mean, what do you do?
Yeah,
you lost all his genetics, everything.
Oh man,
it's just like, and then you got like all the sulfur and the water after that, but just we got filtration systems or whatever. But still, it's just like, it's just crazy. To
rebuild and then have to deal with all these factors: rising cost of gas, rising cost of everything's been up 8%, and the price of all this is just dropping. We're like the only industry where the price is dropping. It's like, oh yeah, gas is up $1 in the last 2 weeks, and all your food is 8% more, 10% more. I think it's more than they said. The 7.8% was like
so
the
high,
inflation rate. That's so crazy. But I think some stuff's like 20%.
Dude,
like
what are you talking about? Wood and stuff like that? I was like, what they go
Oh,
like
wood.
8x4 sheets was like one for like $60 a sheet, and like right before that I was buying for like $12.
Yeah,
I mean, that's like,
what the hell? And it's you start to question like how much of this is like just mismanagement and how much of this is by design
or greed.
It's greed. Exactly. It's just
I mean, I never raised my prices up 10 times. I mean,
hell no, I wish. Like, oh man,
$20,000 pounds. What's up?
Yeah. I'm paying more for more jars from China. I'm gonna start charging $5 more a gram for that. Like, come on. It's crazy.
That's crazy. Another thing is supply chain's terrible.
Supply chain.
You can't get certain things. I'm like, this is how I live my business, dude. I got certain nutrients, and certain containers, and certain like everything. Like,
they're talking about nutrients now with the Russia thing, right? Is that going to affect like purchasing?
I hope not. There's a couple mines out in Utah and stuff like that who do like some salt-based stuff, and I'm like, so hopefully, like all the grocers, all the growers, not just myself, but everyone else could like still profit, but. Who knows? Everything goes up in price, like you're saying. So
and so I'm interested to see as I've been talking to people, and they're like, I'm going to have to start charging more for this and that because of the gas and everything. And that's do you think we'll be able to charge more for weed? I don't think. I feel like I'm not. I feel like we're getting fucked once again.
Next appointment, I'm like, sorry, I got to charge more.
Yeah. So I am doing this. So I pissed off a couple of shops. Well, no, just this one dude got real mad. A couple weeks ago because like we got order minimum $600. It's like,
I
man,
hear
come
that.
on, that's $600 ain't that much. And
Yep.
it's like this one dude is like $520 was his order. All he had to do was buy one more pack.
Yeah.
And it was like, we'll come bring it. And it's like, dude, like to come bring that, and it was like 30. It wasn't across the state, but it wasn't close. And homeboy was like, oh man, like you can't just do it. And they were like, we can do it, but we're gonna have to charge like the $25 delivery fee. Like it's the gas and the time that it takes. I can't take that $30 out of like the money because we already dropped the margin. The margin's so thin already. And dude was like, man, fuck y'all, I'm never buying from you again. And all this shit. I was like, bro, like I'm sorry. Like, have you been to the gas pump recently? Like, I mean, come on, bro. Like, we're just trying to survive out here, and like everybody should be, it's funny to, I like people who have a little more understanding.
Yeah.
But
we never we use like Greenfields for a lot of our deliveries for out of the city. I'll do all stuff in city. But it's crazy, like our transactions were like, average transactions like $6,000 and went down to like 2,000.
Yeah.
And then like a lot of people were ordering like $600 stuff or $500 transactions for, down south deliveries to Dreamfield. It's like $100.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we never charged them. And we started charging some people lately, like just half it.
Yeah.
And I was like, God damn, this whole conversation, like, oh, really? I had to pay for that? And I'm like, well, buy over $1,000 stuff. I won't charge you.
Yeah.
So I'm still losing 10%. And they're like, it's ridiculous. Like,
dude, I'm the same.
My sales reps are only like 7%. So like they're getting more than delivering it than they do with fucking. This is crazy.
It's brutal. Yeah. And the people, I mean, like, I just hope that everybody understands all the shops we work with. We're so grateful for the business.
But
we just got to work together to make sure to get through these tough times, because these are tough times in the cannabis industry. And this year it's going to be sad to see, a lot of people who aren't going to make it. I don't want to be one of those people. I'm not going to be one of those people, but it's tough. I mean, I know so many people who are just like, man, I'm over this shit. Like it's brutal. But what the hell else would you do with your life? I mean, like, I don't know what the hell I'd do. I'll be selling weed on the black market.
Yeah, for sure. Oh my God, totally, dude. Move to Island, sell weed there.
Yeah, for real. I'll be back in H-Town, fucking with the packs. I'm like flying back and forth.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't want to do all that, man. I'm just trying to chill.
I just saw a big farm today, like just posted their quitters walking. I'm like, damn, it's a massive farm. Like,
they're walking off of it.
Yeah, and it's just like, it's like you just see this kind of thing happen. You remember like a couple years or like 3 years ago, before the times were good, a lot of people like just can't handle it and left. And the people that stayed and expanded and got bigger. And so it's kind of different now too, because the people that usually stayed are probably some of the better growers. So now I got some of the better growers competing now. And there's still some that are not, but they had the funding to be shitty for a while.
Yeah.
And they get money, and now they're shitty again. It's just kind of like, I don't know, dude. Like, because back, 6 months ago, 8 months ago, everything was selling. Or for like a year ago, everything was selling. So it was like people are the big farms were just killing it. No matter what, they're just killing it. Now the mid grade growers are just not doing well, dude. Not doing well.
Because there's too many choices. And that's where, I've found myself too, some of that cheaper stuff. I'm like, I get it, people, there's so many options of really good stuff. Like you got to come with it, or it's just going to get lost, man. Yeah.
Crazy market.
Yeah.
It's crazy when my $2,000 pounds sell faster than my $1,000 pounds.
Now, that's crazy, right?
Like, they look almost just as good.
Yeah. It's because people, maybe you should start selling for 2,000
I know,
like,
dude. I just
fuck it. Yeah.
And just sit on them.
I know, dude. It's and then stuff
some
that
people are doing that. There's some people are just not going down in price and just sitting on their weed.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean,
I just know how
whatever you want to
pay
do,
the bills.
man.
I just don't. Yeah, you got to pay bills and you got to keep the cash flow going. And that's people in Oregon, just remember how lucky y'all are to experience such a great product for a great price. Because I mean, when they finally open up for interstate sales, I mean, like, my prediction is that it's all going to be going to the highest bidder.
It is.
And the shelves here,
for a couple years,
all the people that have been lowballing everybody are going to get fucked, because they're going to be like, they've been winning on everybody because there's no options. All of a sudden options open up, and now you're the last option. And so taking care of your relationships, no matter what part you're working at, is important, and respecting who you're working with, and not screwing people over. I try to give away.
Not make sure they're the last option, but just make sure they can try to like come close to competing.
Right.
Like,
exactly.
You got to take care of your people and take care of you.
Exactly.
But, like, they also got to step their game up too when the prices go up, and like understand, like, I mean, they will. They have to. I mean, there's no other choice,
But it's just
there's no other choice.
It's crazy to watch, man. What a roller coaster ride.
I know. Hopefully they open it up soon, though. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. I know. Me too. Yeah. If they open up the borders, I mean, it is on and popping, man.
You just gotta kind of like look at things though, like this whole like supply and demand thing. Like, you just gotta like it kind of might help people hustle harder.
Yeah.
Because this always makes you want to step back and really look at what's going on. And like honestly try to do better than the next person.
Yeah.
I mean,
Because you
it's
have
not,
to out hustle people. And
yeah.
that's,
And I
come.
kind of enjoy it, honestly. It's kind of fucking weird to say. And I just tell someone else, like, I kind of like the fact I had to like really hustle harder.
Yeah,
'Cause
people who were pushing each other because you
yeah,
have to coming up from Houston, like it's such they call it hustle town because like you really everybody's got to hustle. Everybody like you have to outdo each other because there's 7 million people in the city and like
exactly.
but like when I came here,
7 million.
yeah, it's crazy. Right? And there's only
Jesus.
4 million people in Oregon. When I moved to
Jesus.
Medford and everybody's just like chilling, and I was like, oh man, my hustle mentality, I'm gonna run circles around this shit. But like you have to, I mean, you have
Yeah.
to like get up every day and be like, I'm finna go get it
Yeah.
every single day, or you're gonna get lost, man.
Isn't it crazy wherever you go to, everyone has a different mentality?
It
Like,
is.
you go
It's
like
so
to
crazy.
Hawaii, people are
Yeah.
like, "Oh, it's island time." And
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like,
island
I
time.
was like,
Yeah.
well, what fucking time is that, dude?
Medford's
Like,
on island time, that's for sure.
100%.
Yeah,
Like,
everybody's chilling. No, nobody
yeah,
moves to Medford, Oregon to become like,
yeah.
I'm a hardworking person. I'm gonna move to Medford, Oregon and fucking work my ass. And like, now people are like, I want to do acid all day and fucking kick it.
You
I'm
grow
moving to
dreads.
Medford. Yeah, you grow some dreads and kick it and just like lay on the grass. I'm gonna move to Medford. I remember when the farm I helped
Yeah.
start when we first got there, it was like all like these hippie dudes, and we found like heroin needles.
Oh
And
my god.
dudes are showing up on acid to work, and I was just like, we fired everybody and then brought in like a different type of crew. But like that's
Wow.
what the number one thing my dude is like, I can't get shit done here. I was like, well, dude, people were on heroin, people were on acid doing donuts. Like it was crazy. I was like, it was wild, But that was like
That is
his
crazy.
pool of people to pull from. And
Wow.
it was nuts. It was crazy. But having a good work ethic,
Yeah.
knowing your quality and sticking to your
Yep.
morals, I think is the name of the game.
Adapting.
And adapting and being able to
Yeah,
adjust,
100%.
constantly adapting.
That's
to
one thing about
whatever.
growing too. We're talking about like this whole like so you got strains like will go for like $1,000 a pound. You're like, cool. Well, I don't stop growing this, but I got in the next 4 rounds in all my flower rooms and in my bedrooms or in my production. I'm not just gonna rip them out. I'm like, I mean, like,
Right?
I got to shit for 6 months. That's no matter what, dude. So it's crazy.
Can't stop. Won't
Yeah,
stop.
yeah,
It's going. Well, man, I really appreciate you coming
yeah.
through.
So
Any
stoked.
shout outs or anything you want to give to the people before we get out of here?
No, I just want to say thank you for having me. Stoked about what we're doing in our lives
All right.
together. I mean, ever since I started working with you, I've been super happy about it. Like the rosin or just the rosin, but just the dabs I got from you were top quality. I'm like, this is who I want. 'Cause people were using me before. It was cool, but wasn't that good. But like, I'm like, okay, I'll stick with funk now. So
I appreciate it,
and he
man.
treat us well too. So
Likewise, man.
yeah,
Y'all are
yeah,
good,
yeah,
great to
yeah,
work
for
with.
sure.
And y'all out there, just be cool, man. Be somebody that people would want to work with. It's so appreciated when you have somebody cool like Tony to be able to just like, man, this is what's going on. He's like, dude, I fucking know.
Yeah,
like
for
just to
sure.
be able to work and communicate
It's
with people.
communication, dude.
Yeah, that's
all
what
it
it's all
is.
about.
Like as long as I know you're like trying to do what you're
Yeah.
trying to do, like that's all I care about. You know that you're hustling every day.
Yeah.
And you're doing what you do. I'm like, we all got families and employees to feed. That's dogs and kids, and so we all get it.
I dig it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Well, man, thanks for coming through.
Yeah.
We just got high. Y'all stay tuned for the next time. And you remember to keep supporting local artists and businesses out there, because if it ain't local, it ain't live, man. Peace out.